big game today for a few players, notably people like Willian and Pedro, because Hazard's on the bench. Also, players like Jorginho, you know, he needs to really make his mark as well. He's been okay, but I think, you know, there's a lot of expectation about him, and it's an important position for him today in front of the back four. So I hope he has an absolutely brilliant game.
Touch from Azpilicueta infield, looking for Kante, but Ozil was able to pick it off. There's Mkhitaryan finding Aubameyang, who's going to, well, I was going to say test Kepa early on, but it was a routine stop for the new Chelsea keeper.
Well, it's a test, isn't it? You know, the dispatching of the ball, you know, for the goalkeeper and how we work it up the field. It's going to happen. We know that. We're going to pass. We're probably not going to kick it long to Morata. So, you know, we have to get used to the way it happens and be patient. We're going to give it away a few times, I'm sure, as we have done already. But, you know, I'm sure they'll have trained for that if it goes wrong.
Unai Emery hoping to avoid an unwanted statistic. Arsenal have not lost their opening 2 games of their Premier League season since their very first Premier League campaign back in '92. Barkley's pinched it back, bringing back to Alonso.
What a shame he didn't leave it for Ross Barkley, because Morata was in a great position. Early ball would have been great for him.
Alonso tried to slide one down the line, but Bellerin got in the way. A couple of early touches for Kepa just to settle any nerves, which there are bound to be when you're 23 years old and the world's most expensive goalkeeper.
Good play by David Luiz, you know, really helped him out there. His movement was superb. Kepa doesn't panic, makes a nice little short pass, and we're back to our passing mode. And you know, that's how we're gonna be. Get used to it. We'll get better and better at it.
David Luiz going on a wander. It's a cute flick from Willian, and Barkley had read it, as had Granit Xhaka.
Yeah, it's good movement at the moment, especially from midfield, and I think that's going to be important for us.
Luiz spotted the space that Pedro had found, or Monreal just able to get his head to it above his fellow Spaniard.
It's unlucky, isn't it? Monreal just about gets a super ball by David Luiz. And I think we've got to do that. We've got to ask questions about their fullbacks.
Easy one for Mustafi to get clear, but he's only presented it straight back to Chelsea and Pedro. David Luiz, who was sent off in this fixture last season, late on, he's going to have a go from range here.
Well, I don't blame him, to be honest. You know, he's the most experienced defender we've got out there in many respects, age-wise anyway. And I think he's got that ability, hasn't he, to take on shots from that distance and maybe test goalkeepers in the early stages. You know, we tend to feel Kovacic will have seen it all before from him.
Yeah, he wouldn't want to have been beaten by his old mate from 40 yards, that's for sure. Here's Jorginho. Morata receiving it with his back to goal, laying it off for Kante. Out wide for Pedro. Allowed to drift in field and go for goal. Well, he's prolific from that kind of range, is the Spaniard. And he wasn't too far away from testing Cech.
It's positive though, Matt, you know, and I think that's what the fans will like to see. Oh, he's got underneath it a little bit, and I'm guessing Kovacic feels that's up and over the crossbar, but you know, you don't want to let him loose with free shots like that. Coming in field, he loves to do that, and of course can do it with both feet.
Bellerin. It's clever from Jorginho. Morata again. Xhaka pinched it from him, but Kante's got it back. Feisty and scrappy as you might expect. Can Morata get on the end of that? Not quite. Socrates able to get his foot in.
That's good play by Socrates, to be honest. You know, he's strong, he's powerful. I don't think he's done a lot for me since I've been watching Arsenal this season, but only a couple of games perhaps. But he's the sort of player that you feel there might be a mistake in if Morata can get at him. But he's defended that really well.
Just the 2 new faces in the Arsenal lineup, in Guendouzi and Socrates. There's some surprise that Lucas Torreira's only on the bench, but we'll see him at some stage. Chelsea's bench looks very strong today. Here's Kante. One player who went deep into the World Cup, who's in from the start again, but he's not like ordinary men, and N'Golo Kante.
Well said. Absolutely fabulous, isn't he? Great to see him in the team.
Rudiger.
So what's nice, Matt, I do apologise. What's nice is we're moving the ball very, very quickly.
Oh, it's a lovely spot from Jorginho. Good run from Barkley too.
But then again, I question, and I said it at the start of the game, the two full-backs for me, I'm not sure about them defensively. And I don't know where Bellerin was going here. He should read that situation. He should be tighter in field and not allow that gap for Ross Barkley to get through.
That's one of the reasons Jorginho's been brought, isn't it, to provide that kind of pass. Sometimes they'll be short, but sometimes they'll be incisive like that.
Well, he's got the ability to pass. He sees the pass and he's got the ability to execute it. Well, if you've got runners running from deep, people who are willing to do that, then he's going to be one of the guys who can pick out the runners. Well, after a dodgy couple of early minutes when Arsenal had a few attacks, it's been terrific by us. Nice and positive.
Xhaka looking for Mkhitaryan. Barkley pinched it. Morata, Willian in all sorts of space just for a moment. Morata hadn't seen him. Then Guendouzi won it back, but here's Kante. Now Willian can get involved. Alonso to his left. He's the decoy at the moment. Now he's brought into play. He went for the low cross rather than looking for Morata at the back stick. Clever footwork from Mkhitaryan, but he's lost it to Willian, and here's Pedro.
Crowded out, wasn't he? Nowhere to go. They're a bit flat at the moment. Arsenal might be a good time for us to get an early goal.
Good taste about Chelsea's play.
I like us with the possession. It's good to see. Arsenal at the moment chasing shadows. I don't think Mesut Ozil's had a touch of the ball yet.
Well, he hasn't pretty much every time he's played on this ground before. Bright sunshine in West London, as befits the first home game of the season. It was Rudiger who got that header in Dublin when these two met in pre-season just a few weeks ago. And the flag's gone up over on the far side against Willian.
Oh, what a shame. He's in a great position, Willian, and Rudiger's found him, and I think if you're going to see those diagonal passes, it's important you stay on side.
Iwobi. Monreal on the overlap. Good ball in as well, Ozil. Oh, he's had a touch now. And he actually missed the goal by a fair distance. Lovely ball in from the left wing.
He's got few to aim at, to be honest. They had three in the box there, Arsenal. It's a quick counter-attack, isn't it? And they've dealt with it really well. We just haven't got the bodies back into the right positions. Good ball in by Monreal. As I say, Ozil, maybe on another day, would have probably put that in the bottom corner, but like I said, he hadn't had a touch before that.
Just seeing for the second time in this game, a goal kick have to be retaken because the player receiving it was inside the penalty area. Both sides have done that. Something usually reserved for Sunday leagues. Important foot in there from Jorginho. It's a lovely ball. Here's Alonso. Pedro wants it square, and he gets it, and the rest was inevitable. What a start for Chelsea. Jorginho and Alonso made it, and Pedro stuck it away for his second goal in as many games at the start of the new season. The perfect start for Chelsea. It's the Blues 1, it's the Gunners 0, and we've hardly played for 10 minutes.
Well, that's what we needed, wasn't it? Perfect tonic, great counter-attacking football, good passing, started by Jorginho, great running off the ball by Marcos Alonso. He's not the quickest of players, and Mkhitaryan lazy in his defensive duties. Alonso takes it on, and there's Pedro onside, just a yard or half a yard behind Marcos Alonso, so he's onside and he tucks it away sweetly, crisply, just what the doctor orders.
No chance for Czech, perfectly weighted from Alonso, and Pedro was never going to miss from there.
I was going to say, if we can take the ball back a little bit further, there was a long ball up to Morata. And he, although the ball's bounced off him, he got to the ball first, tried to bring it under control. We picked up the bits and pieces, and Jorginho's seen the pass. You know, and it starts with that first ball. If Morata keeps doing that, we will create chances. And I think when we score goals, often we'll see Morata doing the job that he's good at as a lone striker. At times finds it hard, but you know, he actually can do it, and his ability will shine for me, but let's take nothing away from that first goal. What a nice, tidy finish.
Instant impact from Jorginho, whose pass set Alonso away. And Pedro, who's made a bright start to the season, continues it. Barkley used the ball really well. Jorginho, he's going to have plenty of friends around this stadium if he carries on like this.
Well, now we're seeing players, and I said it earlier on about likes of Jorginho, you know, show us what you're good at, and he's already shown us today. Needs to keep doing it, but he's got vision. You know, we haven't seen, we've seen all a bit of it against Perth Glory, but that was the first game against a very poor side. But he has got vision, which is what I like to see. Obviously his confidence will grow the more he does that as well.
Well, Pedro, I'm sure, fully aware that Eden Hazard is more than likely to come back into this team when that man thinks he's fit enough, but I guess it's a huge bonus for him, having had a free summer, not like Willian, not like Eden Hazard. He's been in from that game in Perth, which you mentioned. We'll come back to that, because he might be in again here if Barkley can find him. Couldn't pick the pass. Yeah. But he just looks really on it, doesn't he, Pedro?
Certainly does, you know, and he's the type of player that excites you as well. Really gets you to feel the game, you know, that it's what it's all about. He's great with 2 feet, he's infectious. I think that's important. Well, if Willian can do likewise, you know, it's going to be a tough call for Sarri to bring Hazard in, but I'm sure he will. It's just who he leaves out is the problem.
One of those good problems for managers.
Absolutely. We're actually seeing Jorginho as well dictate. You know,
Kante's broken the line here and he's onside. Morata's in the middle, couldn't get it out his feet. Barkley will have a go! Oh, and he grazed the roof of the net.
So unlucky, isn't it? Kante didn't know what to do once he got there. On his left foot, wasn't too sure, does he take the shot on or not? But this time running from deep and again causing Arsenal all sorts of problems. Stays onside, couldn't deliver because the bouncing ball was a little bit awkward. Morata was free and clear, but sets up Ross Barkley, whose drive isn't so bad. A bit shaken Arsenal at the moment. Let's hope it continues. And when you're on top like this, Matt, we always say it, don't we? Get the second one.
Willian. Left Bellerin for dead. Bellerin is just not at the races at all in these opening 13 minutes. In fact, you could say that about anybody in a red and white shirt in terms of their defensive performance so far.
Well, they look a shadow of the team that we've seen in recent years, but obviously the expectancy will be there from the Arsenal fans, so like we said at the beginning of the game, though, Matt, good time to play them. It seems to be coming through. Ross Barkley has made another great run, looking effective. Good running by Azpilicueta there as well, just to stretch the play. David Luiz finds him with a decent 50-yarder.
Alonso. Willian looking for the run from Pedro. Brilliant ball. He almost got his toe to it too. Well, this is going to be a fun season if it carries on like this.
Well, if we keep threatening like this, you can only feel that there's another goal coming. The trouble is, you don't want Arsenal to start settling on the ball and starting to play. There's a confidence about Chelsea at the moment. Let's see if we can get the second.
Well, we're learning all the time about Sarri ball as it's christened, but it looks like attack is the best form of defence.
Yeah, Mkhitaryan's having one, as they say. He's having a nightmare. Confidence has gone. Obviously let Marcus Alonso run on for the goal, and now he's struggling. I think you look at Mesut Ozil as well. You know, that type of player, you want them to get on the ball. As an Arsenal fan, he's had one touch, and here we are, what, nearly 15 minutes played. It's not good enough.
Iwobi Put it through the legs of Jorginho. Barkley says you're not keeping it though.
That's Chelsea ball as well. He's got a good ricochet off his legs. There'll be one or two players around as well in the Arsenal lineup, asking questions right now, 15 minutes in, accusing people, arguing, you know, which is how you want them to be. One or two have started to point fingers. But basically, it's a whole team thing at the moment. They're all over the place.
David Luiz.
Even that though, Matt, you know, from a throw-in over there, they've loaded that side of the field. We've got out so easy. So easy.
Willian's going to have a run, then feed it down the line for Alonso.
Oh,
wildly overhit his cross.
Yeah, he knows it as well. He's gone for that one that he has to get into the box as quickly as possible, because Morata's made a good run across his defender, and you just got to try and get it in as quickly as you can. And he's in doing that, he's probably just lifted his head slightly, because he can see Morata get in there and a side foot finish.
Morata.
I think that was a shot.
Mustafi.
Sluggish with their passing, Arsenal, and you know, it just gives us time to get everybody back together again, get as a group and get ready for the press.
Now Aubameyang, all of a sudden, angle's not great for a shot, came off Kepa, and he was able to scoop it up second time round.
I'm not sure that was the best option for Aubameyang, to be honest. I think he's got to run those channels and hold on to the ball, drag David Luiz out of position, and then maybe create for somebody else. I don't think that works, shooting from that sort of position. Very rarely we get a goal from there. But I guess, you know, playing against a back four, that's what Aubameyang has got to do, stretch us, work the channels between David Luiz and Marcos Alonso, and I would think that, you know, Emery would like him to hang on to the ball a bit longer.
Ozil sends it out wide to Monreal, slipped down the line for Alex Iwobi against Tony Rudiger. He's going to shepherd him away from danger.
He's not going to win the physical side of it, is he? Iwobi, he's not going to beat Tony Rudiger in a physical challenge, that's for sure.
Insult to injury for the Nigerian.
And of course, what we don't want to do is let them off the hook from the way we've been playing. 18 minutes in, having a bit of possession now, Arsenal, but we need to keep that pressure on as best we possibly can.
Emery off his seat for the first time. Bellerin did well to keep that in.
It's good play by David Luiz as well, just supporting Marcus and making sure that the ball went out of play, because he couldn't keep it in and he couldn't afford to lose possession. So he's done okay there.
Xhaka. Guendouzi. Very Arsene Wenger-like signing, really, coming in from Lorient. He's picked a good ball to Bellerin, who's in behind here. Can he pick the pass for Aubameyang, who somehow missed it? It looked easier to score. It's an incredible chance. It's a reminder for Chelsea that Arsenal are still very much in this game and capable of getting back into it.
Well, it's a good pass, isn't it? It's a great run in behind, and Marcus has let himself down there, really, because that's where left backs will close that gap. We know he likes to play as a wing back, but that's where we see our initial problems. But I tell you what, I know it's early season, Matt, that's miss of the season, and probably will stay there for quite a long time. What a miss. Let us off the hook.
Azpilicueta just kept that in, and Morata, can he get there ahead of Mustafi? He has. Can he get the shot away? It's Alvaro Morata! One striker misses at one end. Seconds later, Chelsea's main man is ruthless.
Well, it's absolutely brilliant. I thought he lost the chance to score, but I tell you what, I am so pleased for him. He's done ever so well there. You talk about Arsenal playing a high line. Goodness me, they were high. Morata's read it perfectly, stayed onside, virtually had nowhere to go at the time the ball comes to Azpilicueta, but he clips it forward, and there's Morata. He holds off Mustafi initially, comes inside him. The central defender cannot get a challenge in, and Morata finishes. Petr Cech doesn't know what to do. Good first touch, keeps the ball away from Mustafi, and he tucks it away superbly. Well, I tend to feel it's going to be a long way back for Arsenal now. Said we needed the second, and after Aubameyang misses what is an absolute gift as an opportunity, I wonder how many Chelsea can get. It's all about securing the 3 points, though, to be fair.
He will want the ground to open up and swallow him, Aubameyang, because he really should have scored. And Alvaro Morata, how he needed that. His first goal since the FA Cup semi-final. It's a big one.
Well, we always say centre-forwards need goals. It doesn't matter how they come, but he's a guy who's absolutely needed it 100%. And to be able to do it the way he did as well is good for him. You know, strength against Mustafi, holds him off initially, good first touch, great finish. You know, all the positives of a good centre-forward.
Well, quite often we say when there's a moment like the Aubameyang miss, well, that could prove to be a crucial moment in the game. You don't often get it underlined, a minute later in that kind of emphatic fashion.
Yeah, it's a shame for Emery, because, you know, you can't justify that as a manager. You know, some days you miss. He'd probably score those 9 out of 10. You know, but to miss in such a big game, at such a point of the game as well, would have given Arsenal a huge lift. And then we got the other end and score, you know, and it's can he recover, Aubameyang? It might be a bearing as well, not just on the game, but on the start of the season, maybe the first half of the season.
Free kick clipped over toward Bellerin, like he was fouling William. William certainly felt so.
Yeah, he's done well, William. He's actually read what they were going to do. They tried to isolate Bellerin far post and maybe think that William was going to switch off, but his concentration was great.
The space on this side for Azpilicueta.
Well, Chelsea are playing some great football, intelligent football as well. Passing's crisp and sharp, by far looking the better side. Just long may it continue.
Doesn't look like Bellerin and Monreal have got much interest in doing the defensive side of their
No, they both like going forward, and you know, we saw Bellerin in the game against Arsenal pre-season, where Callum Hudson-Odoi took him to the cleaners, basically.
William fancies getting in on the fun too. Vital interception from Shkodran Mustafi.
It's good vision by him as well, though, isn't it? Good vision to come infield, flick the ball over the top of the first player, get it on the reverse, and then reverse the pass to Morata. It's great vision. Offside. It's intelligent play from Mkhitaryan, isn't it?
Only had 60 yards to see it.
And that annoys managers so much, really does. There's no excuse, you know, he's an experienced player. Youngsters will run offside more often than not, but you know what? That's just being lazy for me.
What a sight that is, by the way. He's ducking down now, but Zola and then Hazard behind him. Not a bad option to have on the bench. Might not need him at this rate, mind you.
Who's that, Zola?
He could still do it, I'm sure. I fancy his chances of having a run against Bellerin. Jorginho, Kante's off. Jorginho didn't spot him, up to Morata instead. Barkley did well to recover that. Willian.
That's good patience by Chelsea as well now. Again, making Arsenal run around. Arms going out from Ozil, as if to say, you know, I can't do this. Can you help me out? It's a good sign for us. Obviously, confidence is a massive thing, though.
Oh, Willian, that's just magical. And he ran into the brick wall that is Socrates.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go, did he? Oh, well done, Morata. Brilliant play. That will be enjoyed by the fans for sure. Running back into the centre circle and just getting a toe in to win the ball back after just scoring.
Jorginho looking for the run of Barkley.
Yeah, when he makes those runs, Ross Barkley, and we've seen him do it quite a few times, I think he needs support. You know, sometimes Willian and Pedro will sit back and just watch it and be enthused by a great run into space and expect him to get on the end of it. But sometimes they've got to go with him and just be 5-10 yards behind him, because if it does break down, they can pick up the next pass.
Here's Pedro.
Oh dear.
Right in front of Martin Atkinson,
Yeah.
who goes straight into his pocket and produces the yellow card for Granit Xhaka.
Yeah, good decision from the referee. Poor challenge from Xhaka. Pedro just slightly overran it, and it gave Xhaka an opportunity, but he's nowhere near the ball. Thankfully, Pedro gets up straight away. That could have been nasty.
Martin Atkinson, experienced in handling this particular derby. 7th time he's been the ref of this game. Mustafi went through the back of Morata. That can be a painful one as well.
I don't know what Mustafi's trying to do here. He can't win this ball cleanly. You know, there's no way. The ball comes in with so much pace. It's got to be Morata's favourite, so why make the challenge? You know, I don't think he's sort of fouled him on purpose. As Morata's leg come back, he probably just caught him, but he tripped him. And it's going to be a free kick. But that is the point that Arsenal are at now. Mentally, they're struggling to get a handle on the game.
Not a good angle to get the ball into a teammate here. I just wondered if David Luiz might fancy a thump, but he's left it to Willian. It's a long, long way from goal. This only a one-man wall.
Yeah, just got no angle really, and that's the problem. Seen us play different balls before. Let's see what happens here.
He's clipped it to Alonso. Xhaka just there in front of Morata. Chelsea are playing well here, but Arsenal are making them look brilliant.
Well, do you know what, Matt? You can only play against a team that's there. We said that last week against Huddersfield. Huddersfield are not the best side in the Premier League. And did they flatter us a little bit? Well, maybe so, but maybe we made them look bad. And I think we have to be honest. We've stepped up another level today against a better side. And we're making them look average. And I think that's all you can do. This is the team that we're up against, so we deal with it accordingly. And there we are, 28 minutes in, 2-0 up. Certainly take that.
It's the 3rd time that's happened in the game. I can't believe it.
I don't know what Penacek and Mustafi are doing there. That tells you that their brains are not on the right wavelength. I mean, it's a free kick inside the box. It's got to come out the area. That's all going wrong for Arsenal at the moment. No momentum at all. Just the odd 1 or 2 flurries forward. Obviously, the opportunity for Aubameyang was well carved out. But their general all-round play is very, very poor. I think that's the worst touch we've seen by a Chelsea player so far. Unfortunately, Pedro, but you know, everything else has been absolutely spot on.
Bellerin. Yeah, he carried that out right in front of Maurizio Sarri.
It's a poor touch as well by Bellerin. Again, simple things going wrong. I'm not sure the whole of the ball was out, however, but since the referee was looking right down the line, he's probably got a better view than most.
He's a man with things on his mind, Unai Emery.
Good pressing by Jorginho. Doing a job that found him in that position, but he needs to orchestrate from deeper, you feel.
Staffy. Got to be careful with Willian around. Rather generous free kick.
I'm not sure that's a free kick. Referee, you're right, Matt. Very generous there.
Still sending subs out to warm up already. Might be a change at the break the way this is going. Bellerin. Only takes a minute to get back in it though. Aubameyang. Mkhitaryan. Hit it at Alonso. Broke for Mesut Ozil. Straight at Azpilicueta. This is Monreal. He's found Iwobi. It should be 2-1. They've missed another brilliant chance. This time it's Henrik Mkhitaryan. What on earth must Unai Emery be thinking?
Well, they're proving every time they get into that position that they've got the ability to create. And as we said before, I think Chelsea have put them in such a mental state of mind that they're totally lacking in confidence, and it makes you wonder, how on earth can they miss 2 point-blank chances? It's a good block by Cesar initially, isn't it? Came off the inside of his thigh and struck his arm, so obviously no penalty.
Don't want to give them any encouragement. There have been a couple of gaps in the Chelsea defence that have been exploited, albeit not to maximum advantage by that man's team.
Well, you're right, you've got to stay on the front foot and stay in control. They certainly do look vulnerable at the back, but you'd have to say on other occasions maybe we do as well. We just have the little bit of luck at the moment.
Alonso.
Again, we win the ball back high up the park, and poor passing by Xhaka. Bellerin on a different wavelength to most players at the moment.
Jorginho. Alonso. Luis allowed to just wander into that big pot of space. Willian will be able to keep this in. Kante. Important block from Mustafi. Barkley couldn't bring it under control thereafter. All sorts of space for Chelsea to make most use of.
Yeah, and again, it's good play, isn't it, from Chelsea, causing all sorts of problems. Good running again from deep from Willian. Confidence about Chelsea though, in the formation and the shape and the way the players are playing. Staffy trying to find Bellerin and miles away from where it should have been, and as we saw just a few moments ago, Willian onside this time. Morata gets in a good position, but Willian decides to pick out N'Golo Kante again on his left foot after his goal last week. Tries it again.
Typical Rudiger header. Bellerin only finds Jorginho. Is this going to drop for Pedro? Yes, it will. Touch was immaculate.
Struggling Bellerin, isn't he? Especially on a defensive note. Didn't want to head that ball, I don't think, because he didn't make much of a job of it.
Clever from Pedro. Was fouled. Play's going on because Alonso's got the ball. Barkley looked like he was fouled as well, but ref says no. 10 minutes of the first half left. Pedro and Morata putting Chelsea in the driving seat. Kante.
Iwobi just trying to do too much, you know, and you can't do that. Too many players around, and Chelsea on the attack again.
Pedro's come in field, he'll have a hit. Alonso saying, why didn't you put it my way, left side, but...
Oh, he had a choice, that's a good thing for Pedro. It's a great run by Marcos Alonso. Good defensive play as well, again, to win the ball back. But Pedro's got a choice. Does he go for goal or does he pass? You know, and I think, obviously with hindsight, maybe he should have passed, but... You know, he's got a shot away on target and forced Petr Cech into making a save.
Bellerin. Barkley. A little short for Willian, and Monreal pinched it back. Iwobi. Mkhitaryan, he scored this time through the Chelsea goalkeeper, and Arsenal back in the game. Willian dwelt on it, and that error was punished.
Yeah, I think maybe trying to overplay. I mean, again, it's something we are going to have to get used to. There are going to be the odd mistake here and there. I thought N'Golo Kante did well to push the Iwobi wider here, but once he goes in there, they get a little bit of luck, let's be honest. Slight deflection off of Azpilicueta as it comes across. Falls sweetly from Mkhitaryan, who this time, well, as we see, drives it into the bottom corner, makes no mistake. Game on. I guess where we are right now, 37 minutes in, the way both teams at times seem quite open defensively, you'd have to say. There's a chance.
Kante, is he quick enough to get away from Guendouzi? Willian up there in support. Others arriving now, including Alvaro Morata! What a save from Petr Cech. He really thumped that, did Morata, behind for a Chelsea corner.
He's unlucky here, N'Golo Kante. First touch just slowed him down slightly. You know, maybe he could have kept going, but it's a super strike, isn't it, from Morata? Bang on target, good save by Petr Cech. I was just going to say, 37, 38 minutes into the game as well, Matt. You've got to say, with the way the defences are at the moment, we could be seeing more goals. I don't think we've seen all of them yet. Far post, this one.
Goes toward Rudiger.
He looked like he was fouled there, to be honest, Tony Rudiger. Just complaining at the system referee.
Barkley. Still going at a mile a minute, this game.
Yeah, just look at the gaps though through midfield. That's the worrying thing, you feel. It's a great game for the likes of Eden Hazard to join in.
Luis over the top looking for Pedro. Black has gone up.
Yeah, just half a yard offside, Pedro here. Look at the way he sees him. Just half a yard. Correct decision on this occasion. It was disappointing when you're 2 goals to the good and you let one in, but Arsenal proved on a couple of occasions, haven't they, that they can create opportunities, just not taking their chances, so you can understand they might take one.
Pedro wasn't expecting that.
Makes you think what the managers say at half-time sometimes, you know, where do they tweak their game? From Arsenal's perspective, of course, if it stays like this, they need another goal at least, so they've got to keep pressing forward. Maybe Chelsea could be a bit more patient. Just feel it's not our game.
Ozil. Guendouzi. Looking for room for a cross. Alonso stumbled, got back to his feet. Space for Mkhitaryan here. Mkhitaryan, 2-2. Alex Iwobi. And Chelsea's 2-goal lead is wiped out in the space of a couple of minutes.
Well, I did think that there was an opportunity that someone was going to score. I didn't think it'd come that quickly. They've just opened us up, haven't they? Carved us open. Great ball in and a super finish. And proving yet again the quality they have in creating chances. Initially we look okay, we look in good positions. Just one or two. I'm looking at Kante and Jorginho, really with their bodies closed. Ross Barkley as well, just not aware of players coming in. It's a lovely ball in and it's crisply finished. Well, back to the square one, I think.
Alonso's flick. Here's Willian. Chelsea looking for an immediate reply.
Now Marcus Alonso totally out of position. Ross Barkley having to get back. It's an incredible first half, isn't it? You could never have predicted this. Now Arsenal coming forward with bags of confidence.
Guendouzi, he's going to have a go. Kepa's gobbled it up this time.
Yeah, not the best strike, bouncing all the way, but mistakes can be drawn, but Kepa's made sure he's kept it.
All of a sudden the momentum with the visitors.
That's incredible. We said we'd love to get the second goal and see what it gives us. Well, we got the second and all of a sudden it's gone the other way.
Bellerin in.
Good call. Great call from Kepa. Just to tell Tony Rudiger to let him run. I didn't quite get that one right, Ross Barkley. Good running by Pedro. Certainly is open though, Matt, isn't it? Neither side really looking to defend.
It's a bore draw between these two here in League and in Cup actually last season. None of that this time. Ozil.
Yeah, we'd have to say defences are certainly not on top. Both sides really open at this moment. Which is why I said about half-time team talks. What do both managers say? Every goal changes the picture.
Iwobi. Oh, they couldn't, could they? Aubameyang, goodness me.
I thought everybody had stopped. It was like someone had blown a whistle. Everybody stood still and just watched. Nothing happens in the middle for Chelsea defensively here. No reaction. And Aubameyang, well, to say he hasn't got his shooting boots on would be an understatement.
All of a sudden, Chelsea want the half-time whistle. And Rudiger with a pass there, symbolic of the way it's fallen apart for his team.
Oh, sorry, keeps waving players up and tries to squeeze the play, but there's too many gaps there for me at the moment. Need to be tighter.
Xhaka.
Here they come again.
Iwobi. Three in the middle here, and Bellerin arriving too. Alonso's had it more up than away. Second one was better.
Done well. He's done well in the end. Just didn't quite time his jump perfectly first time around. Just that we're getting our fullbacks dragged out of position. Here we are again. Just getting our fullbacks dragged out of position. What we were doing to Arsenal in the opening 20, they've done it to us in the second 20.
Into 2 added minutes at the end of the first half. 2 goals for each team.
Bellerin's getting too much freedom now as well, isn't he?
So's Mkhitaryan here. Oh, and Iwobi could have made it 3-2. If they'd taken all their chances, they'd be out of sight.
Well, they would, and again, I mean, Sarri's still pushing the team up, but Bellerin's done well. Good running in behind by Mkhitaryan. He's onside. We're so deep, and that's why Sarri's saying we've got to be higher. It's a good ball in yet again, and yet again a poor finish. Goodness knows what's going to happen second half, Matt.
Ultra defensive, no more goals. I don't think so. William finding Kante. First half's not finished yet.
It's been an incredible first half. You know, it's one that you couldn't predict. You could never see it going the way it has. 2 goes up. You know, totally in charge of the game. They get 2 back. Could have had 2, possibly even 3 more, Arsenal.
Barkley. Well, a time to draw breath, much needed too. Chelsea 2 up and cruising through Pedro and Morata. Arsenal missed 2 glorious chances. Aubameyang, the guilty party on one occasion, but Mkhitaryan, the other player to miss, then swept one in on 37. And 4 minutes before the break, Alex Iwobi has levelled things up. An incredible first half at the break at the bridge. Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2. Well, Arsenal making a change for the start of the second half here. Granit Xhaka was on a yellow card. I'm sure that was influencing Unai Emery's feeling. And Lucas Torreira, the Uruguayan signed from Sampdoria, he played in the World Cup for his country, is on. Well, Clive, anything could happen in the next 45 minutes.
Well, we've been obviously discussing it fervently during the half-time break, and you just wonder what to expect. It's been that strange a game that you're right, anything could happen, and I think the first goal is going to be massive in this second period. I guess substitutions are going to come into the fray as well.
As Ozil finding Iwobi. Don't expect either manager to shut up shop. It's not in their respective natures.
I just also think what work and help though fullbacks are going to be asking for from the likes of Pedro, Willian, possibly Ross Barkley and N'Golo Kante helping the fullbacks out. Still think the game's going to be played at a tempo though. I don't think there's any doubt that both sides probably believe that they can win this game. So someone's going to look for the third goal.
He's given that Arsenal's way. Pedro feeling hard done by.
Unlucky there. I think Monreal was weak. Pedro's not the biggest of players, but
Socrates arrowed one through the middle, looking for Aubameyang.
There's the gap again. Azpilicueta a long way forward, big space for Aubameyang to run into.
Good cross as well.
A great ball. Well, we talk about space for players to run into gaps. For me, Azpilicueta much too far up the field. But as we said, this is the way that Sarri wants them to play. So the 2 centre-backs have to do a lot of covering.
Mustafi over the top looking for Ozil. Luis had read it. Here's Jorginho. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall in well, both dressing rooms really at half-time. Did either manager ask the midfielders to give a little bit of help to the full-backs? That's where all the space was, or is it just, well, that is a consequence of the way we're going to play? Good play from Barkley, away from two. Almost squeezed it through for Morata. It might come back his way. Broke for Kante. Now Pedro. Never got it right.
Now you try and chip a 6'5" goalkeeper with tons of experience. It's got to be special. Yeah, doesn't quite get this one right. Rises over the bar quite comfortably for Kovacic. Oh, great play by Ross Barkley though. Turned away from two players. Just looks at ease at times. Didn't quite find Morata. But looks like the game's going to continue for me. And from the style we had in that first period.
Alonso. Arsenal trying to pick up where they left off at the end of the first half, and Chelsea looking a little bit wobbly at the back. Not much in that, but enough.
Clever play by David Luiz. He's in under pressure. Just sees the challenge. He just waits for the contact, gets his body in the line. Easy one.
Risky from Jorginho. Kante got there. Rudiger going long, asking Morata to work. Czech decided not to play it out from the back. Time and a place and all that.
Again, though, from the long ball from Kovacic. Again, Azpilicueta for me, trying to push in much too early on Iwobi.
Rudiger.
That's good possession by Chelsea. A little bit of pressure from Arsenal, but Chelsea securing the football.
Willian putting the pressure on here.
He's done well, hasn't he?
Mkhitaryan. Jorginho couldn't take it from him. Mkhitaryan couldn't collect. There's the new man Torreira. Spotted the space again out wide. Bellerin floated it back post. Monreal made a hash of it.
Well, he's given Aubameyang a call, hasn't he? But maybe it was a bit late. He ducks and then misses the flight of the ball. Monreal, it's another good chance for them. Great position of Bellerin. Got to secure that. Get in wide areas, we look vulnerable.
Mkhitaryan, again his touch let him down. Willian looking to launch the counter. Morata needs to show his strength. He was fouled by Mustafi.
Now that certainly looked like a shove from behind, didn't it? Morata sometimes goes down a bit cheap, but yeah, it's certainly a foul this time. Needed it as well, so we can push up a little bit higher.
Morata wants a run at Mustafi.
He's unlucky. He tried to do the right thing, Morata. A little bit of luck. Good play by Ross Barkley and Willian, squeezing the play. One-on-one against Mustafi. You'd have to fancy his chances again. Well done, Pedro.
Pedro brilliantly won back. Got it back from Barkley. And then found Kante.
Oh, handball.
Martin Atkinson says no.
Got to be handball for me. He's gone down on his knees and caught it with his hands.
Socrates it was, I think, in there. Get the opportunity to view it again, I'm sure. Oh, the ball didn't cross the line then from Iwobi by the looks of it. The officials under the microscope.
Well, I guess when it's tense like this, sitting on a 2-2, has been exciting so far, so the referees are going to be under pressure from both sets of fans.
Aubameyang's offside. And now we'll get the chance to see whether it should have been a penalty.
Well, it's just a strange way to block the ball for me. There we see the strike by Kante. There's the block. Seeing it again. No, I don't think it's a penalty. Not for me. He's made the block with his legs. If it bounces up and hits him on the hand, that's one of those things.
Morata. All of a sudden, Chelsea with a bit of momentum back. Seesaw of a game. Kante.
Done well, need to create the space, but going nowhere, has to go backwards. It's unlucky. Better ball from Morata. Might have worked.
Likewise from Alonso.
Yeah, I think he's in a position he doesn't want to be there, Alonso. I think he was looking to support the front line, maybe look for a cross. Looked a bit awkward on his weaker right foot, trying to play a ball perhaps he should have taken on and maybe even got a shot away. It's been better by Chelsea last couple of minutes, and it's done it again.
That's got to be 5 times in this game that's happened.
Yeah, and I think when you think about it, teams are doing this all the time with short passes from the goalkeepers, and if there's any doubt, they're going to move in field like that and take the ball, so there's no pressure on them.
The noise is coming from the away end to our left.
Brilliant.
Here's Pedro, so strong. Down the line for Morata, who's onside. Doesn't have much in the middle at the moment. Corner about the best he could have hoped for.
Yeah, difficult one. Willian wasn't quite going to get there, and I think Morata's done right to just delay his cross. Good running, good play, excellent by Pedro. But Morata's stayed onside, got into a good position. There we see it. No support. Willian coming in late. And I suppose the corners are probably the best we could take from it. As we always say, when you're on top, though, you want to score your goals.
The outswinger from Willian, good ball. Monreal underneath it before David Luiz could connect.
Yeah, surprising as well. Monreal marking David Luiz. I think it's a good chance if we can get decent ball into him.
Barkley. There is again Ross Barkley.
It's good possession by Chelsea, but Arsenal putting up a good defence against it. At the moment, we're having to go backwards to go forwards.
Willian's whip.
Good defended by Mustafi this time.
Alonso from range hits Socrates. Barkley picked up the scraps. He's going to drive on and have a go himself. Good save from Czech. Really positive play from Ross Barkley, looking for his first Chelsea goal.
Tell you what, Matt, that's great play. You know, this is the Ross Barkley we saw a few years ago. You know, taking on teams, creating opportunities and firing shots away. Good save by Cech, because this is due for the bottom corner.
Ball's been taken quickly. Kante. Floated back in by Jorginho, but no one's going to catch that.
No, got that one wrong, Jorginho. He knows it. I think he was expecting Willian to come in off the line. Doesn't do that. Stays where he is and the ball drifts out. But been a better period by us without any rewards at the moment. Now we can press.
Oh, poor header from Jorginho.
Offside.
Aubameyang stuck it away nicely, unlike in the first half.
Yeah, it's easy to do that though when he knew he was offside there. Poor header by Jorginho though, that would be the worry. Just feel the game's beginning to slow down. No one wants to make a costly error now. Just wonder if the substitutions might come into play.
Barkley. Giroud and Hazard amongst the potential Chelsea replacements.
Disappointing by Pedro, he knows it. Looks like Eden Hazard's due to come on.
Might not be the only one. I think Kovacic is getting ready as well, Clive.
Might be, yeah. Certainly Eden Hazard, and we'll have to wait and see who's going to be coming off, but we need a match winner, and there's only one that good at that, to be honest, in the total teams in the Premier League, and that's Eden Hazard. Question is, who's coming off? Is it Willian or Pedro?
I say Pedro's probably had more impact on the game.
Yeah, I think so. You're probably right.
Iwobi showing good strength.
Yeah, it's good power by Iwobi. Poor vision.
It's called commentator's curse. We should do it more often. Well, Chelsea debut for Mateo Kovacic. Ross Barkley coming off gets a standing ovation, and he, on just his second start at Stamford Bridge for Chelsea, has put in an all-action display, almost got a goal with what was pretty much his last touch of the ball. But Kovacic, on a season loan from Real Madrid, 46 caps for Croatia, is on, and it is indeed Willian who makes way for the superstar Eden Hazard.
Well, you have to give some credit to Ross Barkley. I thought he was terrific today. And that's the player that we knew about a few years ago. You'd have to say he's getting back to his best, if that's what it is. Just needs to keep going with it, to be honest. Don't stop. And of course we expected probably Willian. Pedro, you're right, for me has had much more of an impact. That doesn't mean he'll finish the game though, knowing Pedro.
We're learning more and more about Maurizio Sarri with every game that passes, and it's clearly not one who's going to leave it until very late in the game to start changing things. 2 substitutions on the hour mark. Kante, look at the space for Azpilicueta again. Iwobi's back there. Azpilicueta got his cross in. He might get another go here. Pedro, almost came back to him too. Kante will pick it up.
And again,
incredible game.
Yeah, again they look so uncomfortable, Arsenal, don't they?
Hazard.
Good possession, working Arsenal, moving the ball nice and crisply as well. Well, it's anybody's game, isn't it? 61 minutes gone, substitutions have been made.
Can't take your eyes off it, that's for sure. So open, more so than I can remember a Premier League game in many years. Kovacic.
Arsenal got everybody back now. Aubameyang defending from the front. Ozil's just jogging around.
Jorginho, clever ball, flags up though.
It's unlucky because I tell you what, it's quick feet. It's a lovely little ball in behind, and I have to say, good defending by Mustafi. He steps up just at the last moment. Yeah, you see Morata going off the back of him instead of crossing in front of him. And Mustafi almost desperate to get their linesman's flag up. Good save by Kovacic.
Brilliant touch from Hazard.
Amazing how deep they were, though, Arsenal, at that stage. Take a corner.
Desperately trying to stop the corner. He can't now.
Yeah, I just can't believe Arsenal again. Kovacic plays it long. Instead of waiting for his defenders to push up, he plays it long. They lose the ball with just a lumped ball back in. And there's just acres of space for either Morata or Hazard to bring the ball down. Incredibly bad defending.
Jorginho there to be hit, so he does. A couple of deflections could have made it awkward. In the end, it probably made it a bit easier.
Socrates goes down. I just wonder if it came off his hand or not.
Morata keeping check honest. Kovacic couldn't quite recover the ball.
Yeah, just got in each other's way, him and Pedro, didn't they? Well, it's certainly got a lovely feel about it, the game still. Plenty of time for either side to score, but I have to say Chelsea over the last 10 minutes have arguably been the better of the two sides. I wonder if Arsenal was settling for a point.
Has it? Trying to get away from Mkhitaryan. Alonso's cross deflected. Mustafi away up to Ozil. Jorginho with an important touch.
Great footing, isn't it? That's good defending from that sort of position. Again, Chelsea come forward again.
Lovely ball from Rudiger. Alonso's miss-hit cross almost turned into a good one. Poor header clear. Pedro straight into a defender again.
Yeah, I don't think the shot's on. I think, again, Alonso's in a great position. Little ball round the corner. Poor pass from Pedro on this occasion.
Now Iwobi trying to set up a counter-attack. Quickly crowded out. Oh,
no referee.
Looked like there was any contact whatsoever there.
Very cheap. Very cheap. Let's see this again. Iwobi totally loses control of the ball and then runs into Kante.
Ozil, pocket of space for him. Wanted too long. Another game that's passing him by at the moment at Stamford Bridge. That's Piliqueta.
Hazard wants it back. Again, dragging Arsenal players all over the place, even Hazard.
That's scrapping. Mustafi dealing with it.
Bit tight for him, wasn't it? Both central defenders around him. Looks like Arsenal are going to make another change. And Ramsey coming on.
Some surprise that he was left out of the starting lineup. Get a chance to prove he should have been in from the start when the ball next goes dead. Space for Pedro right side if Hazard can spot him. That's Piliqueta. Floated in. Bellerin away.
That's where you want to pick out Morata, isn't it? We've seen it before. Good set-up play. Pedro's done the right thing. Well, the referee wants to stop the game and get the sub on. Not surprised Ozil coming off.
Now, another poor performance for him on this ground, and Aaron Ramsey will come on and take his place in the second Arsenal change.
He's going to take his time as well, isn't he? Look, the referee's got to speed this up. It's no good just pointing at the watch.
He's had a tough few weeks, Mesut Ozil. Hasn't been able to impact this game.
See, I think the referee should have jogged over to him and said, come on, move a bit quicker. Nothing wrong with him, no injury, no, not even any tiredness. He's got a cheek to wave to his own fans, to be honest. It's been a poor performance.
Ramsey, who is out of contract next summer, and he might even still leave this month with the European window still open. He's on for the last quarter of this game.
Yeah, he's a sort of player who might come on and score as well. We've got to keep an eye on him, especially only just getting on the field of play. He's going to be ready for action.
Morata.
It's a foul. He's been bullied out of it, to be honest, but...
Socrates. Kovacic out for Alonso. Chelsea asking the questions again here. Hazard teasing Bellerin. That's Azpilicueta. Hazard trying to shake off Bellerin. Got to the byline. Oh, nobody there in the perfect spot where he put it. Iwobi being boxed in by Azpilicueta.
He's done well with Iwobi again, hasn't he? Good strength. Good pressure from Chelsea as well. Terrific play from Hazard.
Here goes Pedro. Just Morata in the middle, and
yeah, just got to play short.
Arsenal players.
Got to play short there, Pedro. I don't think the cross is the right choice. Still 20 minutes to go. You've got to believe there's going to be another goal somewhere down the line for someone.
Hazard's leave, or rather Kovacic's leave for Hazard.
I said it a few minutes ago, I just wonder if Arsenal are content to wait for one opportunity, because they're sitting deep.
Olivier Giroud is warming up rather intently, but Alex Lacazette is going to be the next player on. Chelsea dominating possession, still looking for the breakthrough to give them their lead back.
I think the referee would have given the foul there, but Chelsea retained possession. He's got in a good position there, Morata, if he'd have delivered.
Hazard, brilliant. Kovacic fouled.
Got to be a yellow card as well, hasn't it?
Lucas Torreira was the offender.
It's a good play though, isn't it, Hazard? Love a little flick ball round the corner. Puts Kovacic in a great position. Clumsy, nowhere near the ball. Clumsy as you like. Well, is this the opportunity? Certainly in David Luiz's territory.
Onside for Alonso. Hazard will fancy a go. Referee hasn't shown a card to Lucas Torreira, surprisingly.
Yeah, but he wants the ball back and he's measured it out, so got to come back a lot further. I don't think Petr Cech's happy with that. Certainly looks like a long way. Looks like Eden Hazard for me.
Turn 1 from 3.
I think this is too far in for David Luiz, but you know what? They've all got the ability. He's walked away. It's David Luiz, I think.
Oh, decent effort. Squirmed awkwardly in front of Cech, who didn't feel confident he could catch it.
He's made good contact, David Luiz, hasn't he? Well, you have to say there's good dip and swerve on it. Not a great deal of pace, but certainly on target and forcing Cech to make the save. Just so finely balanced, isn't it? Chelsea with the majority of possession, but also defending strongly. It's pulled by David Luiz. You could see what he wanted to do.
Straight to Mkhitaryan.
Yeah.
Here's Ramsey.
Mkhitaryan just sits back into that position, and not seeing too much of him going forward in the second half. Obviously, something was said at the break.
By Azpilicueta on Guendouzi, according to the referee, and that will give the chance for the changes to be made. Certainly the Arsenal one, Lacazette for Iwobi, so they're going 2 up top here and looking to win it by the looks of things.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. Well, it could leave gaps for us as well, but you'd have to say it's been an intriguing game, just difficult to call at this stage.
And Alvaro Morata's afternoon is over too. One French striker on who didn't get in the squad, and one who won the World Cup in Olivier Giroud, who before today was the last Arsenal player to score on this ground.
Well, I thought perhaps Giroud might come on. I think Morata's done so bad today. I think he's done a lot better than we've seen, so let's hope that's a step in the right direction for him. Just need Giroud to get involved with the likes of Hazard and Pedro, getting as close as they can to him. Sloppy by David Luiz.
15 minutes for someone to win it. Ramsey, Aubameyang, Lacazette, space for Monreal. Good block from Azpilicueta.
That's a great block. Just what you need. I just thought Monreal was slow against any sort of shot or delivery away. Just gives Dave a chance to get across and make that block. Again, Arsenal now feeling like maybe they can win it. 2 up top. Just starting to crisp up their passing, haven't they, Arsenal?
All the way across from Ramsey, and Kepa lost it first time and then was brave to get it second time.
Very brave from Kepa. First shot was at full stretch to try and get hold of it. It just slips away from his clutches. You can't blame forwards for following things in, to be honest. And Kepa's done really well second time around with 2 players charging in on him. Very brave. Getting good ball in. Kepa at full stretch. It's the reaction. It's excellent.
It's a foul on Hazard, right under the referee's nose, that is going to bring a yellow card from Mustafi.
Absolutely, and rightly so. Right from behind. He knew what he was doing. Just challenged him crudely from behind.
Kovacic.
Just need that one opportunity, you feel.
Flag stayed down against Giroud.
Tell you what, the assistant referee was back 10 yards up, behind players. A poor pass from Giroud gives the ball away, but
Bellerin, all pace. Good tackle, Kovacic.
that's a great challenge, isn't it? Well timed. And again, Chelsea pressing forward and looking for the winning goal. The question is, can we find that one opportunity?
Pedro sends it in. Kante! Maybe that was the one opportunity.
Yeah, you'd have to feel that's a good chance for him. 12 minutes to go. Just goes into the Arsenal penalty area, gets across his marker. It's a free header. Got to score. Perfect opportunity. That's what wins your matches. Got to believe, though, that chances are still going to be created, and keep pushing into those gaps.
Rudiger.
Had a good run there, Hazard not seen. Good to see him trying to duck in behind.
Kovacic. That's fouled. I wonder if he just lost his balance.
Yeah, got away with that one. He's going down anyway.
Giroud. Clever from Hazard. Plenty of options in the middle this time. Alonso! Chelsea back in front. Marcos Alonso again. He loves a goal against Arsenal. And is that the goal that finally clinches 3 points in the derby?
Well, it's top quality, isn't it? And it was going to take something a little bit special, I think, to win the game. But Marcos Alonso has tucked this away so neatly. And we wonder about Lacazette, the poor pass that gave the ball back to Chelsea in the final third. And from there, Hazard, brilliant. Just goes past players. Great turn of pace. Gets into a super position. And there's Alonso finishing from close range. And let's hope that's the final goal of the game, Matt, because it's been the strangest game we've seen for a long time. Do we deserve it? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, because you feel that Arsenal have deserved something. But it was finally balanced, wasn't it, the game?
And it's not over yet.
No,
if
9
the
minutes
first half told us anything, it is that. But Marcos Alonso, 3 goals in 3 seasons against Arsenal. Not bad for a left-back. And he's got to come up with another plan.
Yeah, Pedro's got a problem with cramp now, which is not a good sign. Free kick for Arsenal could give us problems here. But I guess we've got to learn, and we've got to defend at our very best in these final 9 minutes or so. And it starts with this free kick. Good organisation, good communication, and clear your lines.
Mkhitaryan, it's a good ball to the back post, really
Brilliant.
Important touch.
Alonso, absolutely brilliant, under so much pressure in that position. 3 Arsenal players coming in at the far post. Oh, he doesn't relinquish his duties there, does he? That's what you want your fullback to do. Get into a good position and get contact with the ball. Probably not much better at that at the far post than Alonso.
Arsenal's first corner of the game. In the 83rd minute of it.
Yeah, concentration, Matt. You know, we really need to dig in and concentrate here.
Good header from Alonso again, up to Hazard. Oh, Guendouzi, that was absolutely vital. Hazard was away and clear, albeit with a considerable distance between he and goal.
And Pedro, absolutely different class. He's had a super game today. And if Hazard had got away there, well, it would have been interesting if Guendouzi had pulled him down. Well, he wins the ball cleanly, to be fair to him. There was acres of space for Hazard to run into.
Lovely flick from Hazard up to Giroud. Kept it in. Giroud got there again. Touch from Kovacic. Keep looking to our left at the big clock, Clive, and the seconds aren't going particularly quickly.
Oh, it's as slow as ever, isn't it? But we've got a lot to fight for now in these closing 7 and 6.5 minutes plus injury time. So I'm sure we're going to get 100% work rate from the players. Oh, there's a surprise, Monreal going down. Probably was a foul, but poor touch by him. Gave Kante just half a chance.
Mustafi arrowed one long and said to Bellerin, chase that, and he's quick enough to do so. Alonso fabulous to prevent the corner.
He's done well, hasn't he? I think if you just realised that Bellerin was going to get there first, but again, focus on the ball, concentration, excellent by Alonso.
Here's Torreira. Hazard. And on. Was fouled. Just about.
Only just about as well. The ball just got away from him. Lacazette trying to get back and win the ball, but on another day, for me, that's a yellow card. Oh, he's got the ball as well, Lacazette. He's unfortunate or unlucky there. But on another day, a challenge like that could bring a yellow card. The atmosphere absolutely electric around the stadium.
It's nice having football back at Stamford Bridge, isn't it?
We've missed it.
What a way to kick off the season. Giroud's flick, Hazard's touch. Alonso down for Kovacic. Not sure he meant that, but it managed to work its way to his teammate. Giroud, Hazard, Eden Hazard. Oh, it looked no angle for the shot. Almost scored.
Yeah, do well to beat Penacek at the near post there. We know that from old, but I tell you what, the play was brilliant. Again, that link-up is what you need. Giroud through to Hazard and back again and sideways and forward again and all over the place, Arsenal there. Good play.
Alonso.
Oh.
Pedro. Well, the supporters are chanting his name, and there's no doubt that Hazard's made the difference since he came on.
Well, that's what we asked for, you know. A point that stalemate was possibly there, but you need world-class players to inflict what they can on teams, and well, he doesn't disappoint. Oh, he's onside as well, Alonso.
He'll catch up to it, but he might keep it there.
No, get it in the box.
Giroud! Batted away by Czech. That would have been game, set, match.
Again, Alonso, timing of his run. Again, Arsenal pushing up the field of play. He's just about stays onside. Does the right thing for me. I didn't want him to keep it there, to be honest. I felt there was another goal in the game. Good strike by Giroud, but probably at a very good height for Penacek.
Kovacic. He's been impressive since he
Yeah, he's impressed, hasn't he? It was a good change with the likes of him and Hazard. What you want your substitutes to do is make an impact. Neither of them have disappointed. Like he's hurt himself slightly in the challenge. Quitter just tackling from behind, going through the player. Can't do that. Definitely a foul. And again, you keep looking at the clock, Matt, don't we? 2 minutes to play. Can't understand people leaving though early. I really don't get that. Been such an enthralling game, an interesting game for everybody, first timers or seasoned fans. You know, it's just been so exciting.
Watch out for Bellerin on the overlap. Well, Torreira didn't see him. Right side, Guendouzi might. Still space out there. Hazard's got to drop back in. Mustafi, there he is, Bellerin. Overcooked his cross.
A little bit fortunate. I just think Eden Hazard needs to just tap infield rather than out. He's back in the right position. He's deep enough. Don't let the ball go between you and your fullback. And we see the Alonso goal. Tucks it away superbly. And he doesn't let us down, does he, Marcus? 100%, 7 out of 10, week in and week out. Sometimes 8 and 9. And gets his fair quota of goals too. And they could potentially have got the winner today. So important.
You will have had it in your career. There are just teams that you feel like you're going to score against, aren't there? And Arsenal have become that for Alonso now.
Well, that's it. You know, you get that confidence sometimes. We talk about confidence, 50% of the game, to be honest, at this sort of level. Confident players, if they're confident, they play at the top of their game. And if you fancy your chances.
Aaron Ramsey. Oh, roof of the net. Well, tell you what, he caught that.
Yeah, struck it well, set up nicely for him, didn't it? Not too sure about the challenge of Marcus on this occasion, but he gets away with it. But Ramsey's good first touch, sits nicely. Really needs to cut across the ball a little bit better than that and fire it towards the far post, because although it's over the bar, it's very central. I fancied Kepa would have saved it.
Just the 3 added minutes, according to Jonathan Moss.
Well, I'm amazed at that. Do you remember when Ozil went off and the referee suggested he was looking at his watch and stops it? That must have been 45 seconds on its own.
We'll take it, though.
Yeah, of course, now we will. Certainly has impressed, hasn't he, Kovacic?
Plenty of options for Chelsea. The squad looks deep. Think of those who aren't even in the 18 today. Kepa's got to chase after that.
Oh, we've got to learn how to win as well. You know, several new faces, several new players. And we'll say that sometimes safety is not always the best option. But certainly at this stage of the game, we just need to keep our composure, keep working hard, and just not make a mistake. You know, that's a difference to what we saw in the first half. When the ball was played like that out to Bellerin or to Monreal on the other side, we saw our full-backs pushing down on them around halfway. Now we're seeing the likes of Kovacic and Kante doing that job, and that's how it's changed. You know, we said it was open in behind full-backs first half, second half, there's the difference. I'm sure Sarri would have said that at the break.
And that's really encouraging, isn't it? Because we wondered if that would be the case.
Well, what we needed, go on, N'Golo. Fabulous.
It's the 93rd minute. He played in the World Cup final a couple of weeks ago.
Does he know what time of day it is? He's just loving his football, isn't he?
Guendouzi.
Go on, Patrick. Close him down.
Under a minute left now.
And again, look at him work at this stage of the game. That's unbelievable play by Pedro.
Good header.
Absolutely
as well.
different class. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, here we are, as you say, 92, 93rd minute, and Pedro was working as hard there as he did in the first minute. I mean, it's fabulous play.
Guendouzi, seconds of the game to go.
Win the header.
Monreal did. Alonso away. Here's Pedro.
He's in.
Here's Giroud. He left it for Hazard. It's 2-on-1 here. Eden Hazard. Olivier Giroud. Oh, it shouldn't matter, but it should have been 4.
Oh, what a save as well. And that's it.
What a start to the Sarri era at Stamford Bridge. A thrilling game of football. You never knew which way it was going to go until the final whistle. 2-0 up, then 2-2, and then 3-2 thanks to that man Marcos Alonso. Magnificent Marcos Alonso, who's done it against Arsenal again. Clive, if you can, sum up what we've just seen in the last hour and a half.
Well, it's just been an amazing day. You know, it's one of those games you just would love to see again. You know, we look at how we were in the early stages. We're absolutely brilliant. Took the game to them, pressed Arsenal, put them under pressure. They looked like they had no reply. We went 2-0 up, and all of a sudden the doors opened. They missed chances. They scored 2. We're back on level terms. The game then changes as the substitutes come on in the second half. And wow, what a game we've seen. What an end result, and such an important result for us, as it is a bad result for Arsenal.
A fabulous game, a memorable derby day, and Chelsea prevail on the right side of a 5-goal thriller. Final score at Stamford Bridge: Chelsea 3, Arsenal 2.